Why do my top tens have to be so stressful every week? There's always an upset. There's something that affects the entire top 10 of what I had planned. And yeah, you had the top 10 in a better position than me, I think.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Eh, well, here goes nothing. Glory be to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever. Welcome to Dynamite Duo Sports, the podcast where we break down the NFL's top storylines with the facts, including the fact that the Panthers would probably be the best team in the NFL without question if they just play consistently every single week. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And today, Tony is going to be giving you his top 10 NFL teams after a week full of upsets. So, yeah, let's not waste any time. And, of course, I'm sure you noticed, I changed the decorating a little bit. Not done decorating yet, by the way. I'm probably going to change some of this around, too. But, yeah, we're going to, by next week, we should be full-blown Christmas decorated for you.
Yes, and I would say this top 10 was a little rough. I had to make a few adjustments, and honestly, the people I put in my positions, I don't care if people don't like it because this is how I did it. Before I begin, I want to say there are two teams that are out of this top 10,
Okay.
unfortunately, and one of those is the Buccaneers.
Ooh.
They are out of the top 10 this week, not even honorable mention, just
Okay.
because I don't see anything positive the last half of their games. The other team out of the top 10 is the Indianapolis Colts because they've been having very embarrassing losses against teams they should have beaten at least one of them to give any positivity going to the playoffs. Nothing. And then another team that's out of the top 10 this week, and who I don't think anyone should be surprised they are, but I'm just going to say as well because I feel like people might expect it. The Eagles. They're not a top 10 team right now because they've been having a lot of embarrassing losses.
I was going to fight you about
and
that.
And their offense was awful. Yeah. So like I told before the video, I think there's a lot of things you won't disagree with. So honorable mentions, I will start with one and then I'll say the other one. First up, you have the Dallas Cowboys.
Perfectly fine with that.
And then the other honorable mention is the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
So Panthers, you will never be a top 10 team until I could
We're
see something.
peas in a pod, Panthers.
You get an honorable mention because you've been being really good teams, but you're still losing a lot of games that you should be winning. So that's sad. The Cowboys, they just beat the past two teams that won the Super Bowl. Again, Chiefs sloppy year, Eagles sloppy year, but who cares if they beat the two reigning Super Bowl teams that have gone? So a lot of positive things for the Cowboys. Me personally, I like what I see from the Cowboys right now. And I think that if they can make the playoffs, they might be able to do something. It's just that I've never had any, I still don't and never really will have confidence.
It's kind of like
in the Cowboys.
What people thought about like picking the Commanders to make it to the NFC Championship.
I think it's
but because their organization historically, until they had sold
yes, but
so
for me,
bad.
for me, it's not the same because you still have Jerry Jones. They got rid of the owner.
That's true.
That was the problem.
That's true.
Yeah, I was about to say I just never have.
Well, I think that the change that's the most refreshing is at head coach. That we haven't had a head coach
I know
that's like this.
I know, but for me, it's like again, I like what I see with the Cowboys. I still don't have any confidence in their organization. But if they do make like the NFC Championship, which is their next step they have to go for.
Yeah, I'm not going there yet.
I would be surprised, and I would say there's a lot of positivity.
Because we probably had to go through the Rams, but like the Panthers just showed anything's possible.
Yeah. Well, again, the Panthers are just such a weird team. So yeah, again, Cowboys, your team.
Now I don't feel bad about losing to the Panthers.
Yeah, your Cowboys, your team that's moving up into the top 10. Panthers, you're just a team that's going to stick in honorable mentions until you show me something consistent. Now we're going to get into the actual top 10. First up at number 10 is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
So the Jaguars are a weird team, but they've won a lot of their games. And
they've been winning ugly.
They've been winning ugly.
Which is a skill until you have players who are complaining about it, like the Eagles. But this team's not complaining. So
yeah, so this team, they're still. I can still see the effort they're putting in their games. So I have to give a shout out to that. The reason why they're also in top 10 is because their schedule, besides the Colts, which honestly they might win both possibly right now, it's a pretty easy schedule for them. So they're a team that's probably going to make the playoffs. The big question is how far will they go, because if they play an actual legitimate team, how will they do? But for now, they're dealing with some injuries. They're still fighting through. They're having some ugly losses and some ugly wins. But all at the same time, they're winning, and that's why they are number 10. Number 9. You have the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
So the Bills, again, kind of inconsistent team, but there's just the feeling I have that if the Ravens and Chiefs are out of the playoffs, there's that really unless Joe Burrow's in the Josh Allen.
Watch out.
Josh Allen has like a wide open field to being like the only experienced quarterback in the playoffs this year. Like multiple experiences, not like never been, just more experience.
You're saying in the AFC.
In AFC, correct.
Yeah,
well, except for CJ Stroud, if the Texans go. He's the only other quarterback.
Oh,
with, like, experience.
he's 100%.
Yeah. So the Bills are a team where I feel like if they get in the playoffs and the Ravens and Chiefs are out, it's all theirs for the taking, in my opinion. So I just and they also had sort of impressive win against the Steelers, as in like their defense stepped up, but then again Aaron Rodgers was out.
Job.
Yeah, so it's like good job, I guess. You hold them to 7 points. I mean, okay. I mean, like it was a game where I feel like it was just mostly again Josh Allen though. Like the one person that stood out.
It was James Cook actually. He closed the game.
Yeah, but I do also have to give a shout out to Josh Allen though, who got the record for most rushing touchdowns in the NFL.
By the way, I need to hear the mic dub of Cam Hayward and Josh Allen from that game because they were going back and forth, back and forth.
That would be. I would love to hear that.
But I know that apparently Josh Allen need Cam Hayward while he was running or something, and Cam Hayward died on purpose. And apparently, Josh Allen told him he kind of did. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know. But anyways, they're a messy team right now, but I still have a lot of confidence in them because I think they're going to make the playoffs. So that's why they're number 9. Number 8, you have the Houston Texans
there they come.
climbing up. Their defense looks really good. I cannot wait to watch them play the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football.
Please don't jinx them.
I hope that's not a jinx, but I think their defense is playing really good. They're the number 1 team. CJ Stroud is back. Their offense, they're doing what they have to. Nothing special. They're doing what they have to, and that's good enough for me. I'm just wondering if Joe Mixon's going to play at all. Like if they make it to the playoffs, if he'll actually like play because he is a good runner back. It's just he's injury prone. So if he can get in during the playoffs, that'd be really good for their offensively because that's the kind of piece they're missing because they don't have Tank Dell, they don't have Joe Mixon. So yeah, but at the same time, Nico Collins been stepping up. CJ Stroud's doing fine. I just think they're a team that just keeps winning and winning and improving every week, and that's why they are number 8, and they will probably climb up in this top 10. Number 7, you have the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
So the 49ers, they're winning. They've had some pretty they had an ugly game against the Panthers, but that's the thing that's interesting about the 49ers. Like this whole season is they've had some ugly plays or game like plays during the games, but they still they like heal the wound. They get a wound and they heal it in the game. So that's the thing I like about the 49ers. Even when they make a ton of mistakes, they find a way to make sure those mistakes don't affect the game. That's what they did against the Panthers. The Browns, they decided to play it safe offensively. Like you look at the statistics and you could tell they're playing a very safe offense, not doing anything crazy, and it worked. And so the 49ers, while being injured, are playing really good football. And they're, in my opinion, based off their schedule, they're probably going to make the playoffs. How far would they go? I don't know. Me personally, I hope not very far because I don't want 49ers or Eagles, like the 2 main NFC teams the past few years, going up. I just don't want that to happen. But for now, number 7, and who knows where they'll go from there. Number 6, you have the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, an amazing defense. Top 3 defense in the NFL, no question about it.
Oh, yeah.
Offensively, they've had really good games when you could throw a bomb to JSN. But when Sam Darnold can't throw a bomb to JSN, their offense is eh. So, and because every time they played a good defense, their offense has done nothing.
I think that's on purpose, though, because they know Sam Darnold, if he is very risk averse.
Yes, so... I do think what they did with the Vikings was with Sam Darnold, they just chose, you know what, you throw a lot of picks against these good defenses, so we're just going to play it easy. That's totally fine for me, but that's a concern when you go to playoffs, when you play a team that's got a good offense and a good defense.
Well, I mean, yeah, like the only team you really have to worry about that with an NFC is maybe the 49ers, if they're
Rams.
And the Rams.
And
that's it.
Maybe Packers. If Jordan Love goes off in his Toyotathon. So that's but again, me personally, the Seahawks kind of like own the Packers in the playoffs though, so that might not matter. But So that's the concern for me about the Seahawks is if they play a balanced team, they're not going to win it. But they're still playing really good football. They have one of the best records. Their defense is doing enough for them to win most of their games.
Imagine if by some miracle we win the NFC East and that's our first game.
Yeah,
like,
If that's the case, I'd be like, I'm sorry, Cowboys.
Buccaneers, please lose a few more games.
Yeah. But anyways, Seattle number 6. And if they can fix that offense, or I can see them fixing it by the end of the season, they probably will move up in the top 10. Now we are getting into the top 5. And to start off at number 5, you have the Denver Broncos. The Broncos.
Interesting.
They had quite the game Sunday night. Almost losing in overtime. I thought they were going to get another chance to go down the field and score. And Dan Quinn realized Bo Nix is really good at when the pressure comes to end the game to go down the field and score. So we're going to end it right here and go for 2. And I saw that. I was like, oh, Broncos, you might lose. Then, of course, their defense stepped up, knocked the ball over, even though the player was wide open. So if they didn't knock it, it would have been game.
Yeah.
So they stepped up and they won. Bo Nix, in overtime, he did what he had to. He drived down the field, got a touchdown. Boom, done. Like he normally does at the ends of games when he needs to step up, he does it. But, again, I understand. You're winning all the close games, and that's a good thing. It means you know how to close games if they're close. The question is, though, is that can you do that every time? They have done every time except the Colts game, but that was a missed field goal in that situation. So they can do it. The question, though, is that when you get to the playoffs, when you play the top teams, I feel like one of those teams will stop that, especially Texans. I don't think you can move down the field against the Texans, though I think they did do that earlier this year. They did drive down the field to get a field goal.
At the end of the game,
yeah. So he did do that against the Texans. We already saw that. But I'm just saying, against the top teams, that luck could run out. So that's why number 5, unless their offense does something before the fourth quarter, they're probably going to be always around there.
But they did, though. In this game.
Kind of.
They got 20 points.
They did. But again, 20 points is the normal what they get, in my opinion, when they play against the Commanders' defense, too.
Yeah, I know. But the whole game was kind of like, wait.
But again, the Commanders were healthy except for quarterback, and their defense was back. So I do understand, but at the same time, I do think the Broncos' luck could run out when they get to the playoffs. So that's why they are number 5. Number 4, you have the Green Bay Packers. So the Packers, I know you're not going to like that one.
Okay. Well,
the Packers are the only reason why is Toyotathon's on, and Jordan Love did have a really good game. The Packers defense has been doing well this entire season. So if this Toyotathon thing is officially going to make Jordan Love good, that means they're going to have good defense and offense.
I hear a lot of ifs.
It's not an if, though, because it's kind of already happened against the Lions. That was the beginning of Toyotathon. Look what he did. I'm just saying.
I'm going to argue later.
I know you will, but I'm just saying the Packers right now could definitely be a team that goes off. I think this game on Sunday will decide. If Packers win Sunday, Seppi, there's no question in the Packers, especially if Jordan Love does well, that the Toyotathon thing is a real thing. So, again, that's why I think you could put the Broncos over Packers, but Packers are number 4 for me just because they have a good defense, and Jordan Love played well at the beginning of Toyotathon, so I think they're about to go on a roll.
I just realized that who he has top 3 now.
At number 3. Oh boy, you have the LA Rams. The Rams just lost to the Panthers, and it wasn't even like it was kind of a little embarrassing because Matthew Stafford threw 2 picks and fumbled the ball while they're going down the field to score, and that's what ultimately the reason why they lost. So for this week, I think you know who will be number 2. I'm going to give them the shout out they deserve right now. And I'm just going to do number 2 real quick because you know who it is. It's the Chicago Bears. I'm putting the Bears number 2 for now because I'm giving them the credit they deserve for just this week. They beat you, so quit it.
That has nothing to do with it.
So the Bears just I've been doubting them this whole entire time, and they keep winning. So they're number 1 in NFC right now. So I'm giving them the credit and the shout out that they deserve this week. I guarantee.
Question:
yes.
Is this because you think they're about to lose?
I don't know.
You picked them to lose.
I picked them to lose, but I don't know. So I'm just saying I don't think the Bears are going to stay at number 2. That is for sure. That's for sure. But because this top 10 team thing we do every other week, It keeps updating. So for this week, I'm giving the Bears number 2 just because this is probably the only time they'll get it. We all know who number 1 is. The one team that's won 10 games in a row and is, as of right now, the best team in the NFL, which on Monday
I just need to
night,
make sure this is the
on
Patriots.
Monday night, they proved that, because I was worried about an upset, they proved that they are a good team.
Yeah.
The Patriots.
Okay. Cool. You just-
Patriots are the best team right now. They've won 10 games in a row. Drake May looks great every single game. So yeah, no more doubting about the Patriots. I don't doubt Patriots anymore. Again, there is the concern about them being a little too cocky in the playoffs, like the Lions last year. We'll see. I don't know if that'll work under Vrabel, but yes, Patriots had one of the biggest turnarounds ever. Oh, arguably better than the Commanders last year, so that's why they're number 1. So there you have it, guys. My top 10. I told you it'd be a little bit of a wild one. You got the Patriots, Bears, Rams, Packers, Broncos, Seahawks. You have the 49ers, Texans, Bills, Jaguars, and honorable mentions of the Panthers and the Cowboys. I told you there'd be something that would surprise you. You thought it'd be the Packers. Dead wrong. It was the Bears, number 2. Now, I know what you're going to say. Are the Bears technically number 2 team? No. Looking forward, no. But this week they are.
How?
Because they're the number 1 seed in the NFC East.
Okay,
The
okay.
NFC period,
Okay,
sorry.
hold on. Who would you take in a game right now? Seahawks or the Bears?
I actually don't know. I actually don't know.
Exactly. They should not be that far apart.
I actually would probably pick the Bears.
Heck, no,
want-
against that defense?
Do you want to know why?
Why?
Who's the number 1 team in interceptions this year?
The Bears.
Who throws a lot of interceptions?
Sam Darnold.
So they could actually win that game.
I don't think they would.
They might. I'm giving the Bears the credit they deserve. They just beat the Eagles for you. You should be thanking them.
Thank you.
You
But
should allow
not
them to be number 2.
Thank you.
Yes, I think number 2 thank you's enough. If they beat the Eagles, getting you a better chance to win a division.
Here's my
And they
point.
whooped your butt before they were looking good.
Here's what I would be doing with this list. Let's see. Rams are back at number 2.
Packers give me number 6 and put Broncos Seahawks above. I don't care,
No,
but I just put them there.
no. Hold on.
That's not even the part you want to talk about.
No. The Rams are number 2. And
No,
then
too much. Not
I'm
this week.
putting
Not this week. Hold on, Sebi. I thought this top 10 team was about what the currently this week versus upcoming.
Seahawks just shut out a football team.
Vikings with the worst offense in the NFL this year.
They did exactly what the top 3 defense is supposed to do. And their offense, the Bears defense is not that good. It's just the Eagles just look awful against them.
No, but the Bears defense has been doing enough, and their offense.
And
has
most
been
of
doing
those
enough.
interceptions came in the first half of the season, by the way.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying the Bears are. I'm impressed by them. That's the only reason why they're number 2. They did well. They're number 1 NFC East this week.
Congratulations, you're overachieving. Doesn't mean
Don't
you're the
worry.
number 2 team in the NFL.
Don't worry, they will not be in the top 2 probably the rest of the season.
Where would you realistically put them if you weren't trying to give them a shout out before they crumbled against the Packers? Because I know that's what you think's going to happen.
I don't think they're going to crumble.
They're going to lose.
It'll be close, but I don't think they're going to crumble. But if I was being more realistic, yes, I would probably put them at 5.
Okay, I can live with that. But
Seahawks stay at 6 because I don't trust Sam Darnold.
I would definitely put Seahawks above the Bears any day
No,
of the week.
no, actually,
So
I
if
don't
you want
think
to put the
so.
Packers at 6, and then Seahawks, Bears 5, Seahawks 4,
No.
and
Oh,
then
so the Packers 3?
Broncos 3, and then
Oh,
Rams
sorry, you
2.
put Packers 6. Sorry, you said that.
Yeah.
I'm
And
giving.
also, by the way, Toyotathon started. Guess what? It was against the team that he had his best game of the year earlier this year against the Lions.
They didn't do that much offensively in that game. That was more defensive.
He had a very nice game against the Lions first week of the
Sure,
season.
but still,
And then
I'm
this
just saying.
week was pretty similar, honestly. I
I'm
gotta look up the numbers.
I'm just
but-
saying it could be that could be the case. Again, this is what happened these past 2 weeks. This top 10, you've always argued that the top 10 is about right now, not looking forward. Right now, Bears are number 1 NFC, therefore they're the number 2.
Hold on. Is this more based off of record or how good you think the team is? Because by the way, Seahawks only lost 3 games and the Rams only lost 3 games. Who do you think would win?
They've all lost 3 games,
those-
so that's why I'm saying. But they're number 1 in the NFC East and NFC. Period. Sorry, right now, so that's why they're above them all this week. Again, if I'm being realistic, yes, what you just described is what I would do if I'm being realistic. But because there were so many upsets this week, and it's a weird week, I'm doing a weird top 10. I got to make it entertaining, buddy.
The top half of this list, except for the Patriots, is completely out of whack. That's what I will
Okay.
say. The bottom half is fine. But because the top half, I think, is the more important half than the bottom half. If you want to give shout outs to teams, that's for teams who aren't like here. Over here,
The
you give
Bears are
shout
number
outs.
one in the NFC right now.
They're number one in the NFC, but
Okay, so I have a
nobody
question.
in
I have a
the
question.
NFL thinks they're going to stay there.
I have a question. I know. I don't believe it either, but they're getting it this week because it's about what happened this past week. They beat the Eagles. Rams lost to the Panthers, embarrassing loss. So the Bears looked better. Who looked better this week, Bears or Rams?
Well, the Bears.
That's why
But
the
it's
top
not-
10
it's-
this week
Tony, it's got to
goes
take
to the Bears
it's
over
gotta
the Rams.
take a little bit into consideration of the whole season, though. Also, it can't just be this week.
Okay, whole season the Bears have been doing pretty impressive still too.
Oh my gosh! If the Packers defense is as good as you think it is, I would be surprised if that Bears offense scores 10 points.
You think that?
If that Packers defense is as good as you think it is,
No, I'm saying, do you think that?
I don't think the Packers defense is as good as you think it is. But if it is as good as you think it is, they're going to be lucky if they get 10 points.
Well, no, because the Bears are playing well right now. Is what I said. So
The
it
Bears-
could be close.
As a team, are playing well against
Teamwork!
bad teams because the Eagles are a bad team. I'm calling them a bad team. Their record does not indicate how bad they are. So
Yes, but I'm just saying that the Bears are still making
And who else did they
impressive
beat?
games. I don't know.
like who they beat this past week? I totally forgot who they played.
I don't remember.
That's my point.
I know they beat Steelers 2 weeks ago, but that was with Mason Rudolph.
Oh, that was the last.
But the thing I liked about that game was how Caleb Williams fumbled in the end zone, but instead of like collapsing in the game, he stepped up and improved from his mistakes.
Yeah, but again, that's still
That's
the
what I like to
Steelers
see in teams.
defense.
Teams that mess up, but then they improve from their mistakes. I
Mhm.
like that. The Cowboys are doing that right now.
Yeah, but it looks a little prettier, but than that anyway.
Again, the Bears are a young team, though, right? Oh, well, not young, but
They
like,
are
like,
young.
Like
They are
fresh. It's a fresh team.
No,
Fresh new
I
team.
understand that they definitely improved, but I don't think they're number 2 improved. That's all I'm saying. So
This week,
I'm gonna give the list a B minus. I won't give it a C.
I know, I know,
but-
but I'm just saying though that like I thought this whole top 10 thing is supposed to be about what happened like these past couple weeks versus not the entire season. Or
It's a
looking forward.
combination. It's a rich tapestry, including what's happened this week. But you can't go full just this week with it.
I think I can go full because this week was weird, and I think if we're going to have a weird week, I can do a weird top 10.
I mean, if that's what you're gonna say, then just take the Rams out of the top 10 entirely. If you think they're
no,
that
because
bad.
the Panthers are a roller coaster team, but
I'm just saying
they're
what-
the 2 number 1 seeds. That's why they're both in the top 2 this week. Because if we're gonna have a weird week, I'm just gonna rank the 2 number 1 seeds in the top 2. That's all.
All right.
Realistically, what you did with the top 6, yeah, that's realistic. What I would do for looking towards the whole season. But I'm just having fun this week. It's the holiday season. I don't care. Christmas spirit.
Okay.
Christmas
Well,
spirit. The Pope has blessed the Bears, and that's what I'm seeing right now.
Okay, here in the spirit of Christmas, instead of a B minus, it'll just be
bless or
a
a B.
happy.
Okay, Scrooge, a little extra raise of a penny. A little extra.
Let me just take the minus
Thank
away.
you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
In the spirit of Christmas, be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Oh, man, that was terrible. Good grief. Okay, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonius.
And this has been Dynamite Duo Sports.
Are you trying to be Scrooge there?
I kind of was.
Just try to be like, great.
It kind of more sounded like a Nordic person talking than a Scrooge talking there for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Just cut it. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, bye.
Bye.